welcome to another day of Ather Raids. Yeah, we are actually right live after the CYL anniversary trailer. So yeah, we're all caught up at this point. And first off, we're just going to do a quick grudge match here. I was actually hoping this would be a little bit more crazy, but it's not, really what I was hoping for. But still, we're going to throw Malice in here and see what she can do against this Winter Edelgard. It should be interesting. Typically, Winter Edelgard bops most red units. She's really just able to just get through them. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this interaction right here. I do have a ton of support from Thetis, so I'm not really too worried about her dying, but it could swing either way. Let's see what happens. And this is a really nice Takumi. A lot of investment, a lot of love into that Takumi, and he's turned out pretty great. A lot of great stats there.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna have Fjorm try to handle that pretty much. Shield Fighter on Fat Fjorm here, so that should stop any desperation effects. And then aside from that, it's really the Edelgard matchup that's going to be the most interesting thing here. It's going to be cool to see what Malice will be able to do there. We'll be popping the dance with Peony, although Malice already has the neutralized penalties effect. So at some point, probably could just swap Peony out altogether for, I don't know, like, well, I have been using, what's her face? Saline for these types of teams to get like additional support with penalties and stuff, but I put Peony here just for like mobility and getting the pots and stuff, and also just to make the team a little bit different from the other one. But I do feel like the penalty cleansing is probably a little bit more important, so maybe in the future if they put it on another unit that yeah, if we get another unit, I'll probably use her or him, as we are now in the Husbandos meta, on this team, if I'm still using it. But yeah, it's going to be set up something like this. Got to just figure out how to get everyone into play and take it from there. Now, on to the CYL stuff. I was not, like overly impressed, aside from the Binding Worlds free token that we got. I'm definitely stoked about that. Hopefully we actually get, or I actually get something good. The change that I was actually hoping for Binding Worlds was just allow us to spend the Binding Worlds token on our own units that we put up.
Is it time?
That way, even if you don't get what you're looking for, you're at least going to be able to pick up the dragon flowers on the unit that you put up. So that's like a pretty much a guarantee that you're going to get something positive out of the game mode, where it's not like a kind of feels like a gamble sometimes, because a lot of it is just you're not getting what you want. But then I guess you've kind of also solved that problem by putting in the getting the extra unit. That kind of also solves that problem, I guess. But let's see how it pans out, man. It's really just down to what rolls or what you get from the summons, the whatever the content is there. And also, how did that Takumi attack twice? That was actually I won the speech. I have party bearing 10. Yo, that is crazy. I should get full no follow-up on there somehow. But 10 10 is crazy. 64 became 10, and she popped her special. Oh my god. Yo, this Malice is insane, bro.
I'm in this to win.
Oh my god. But I'm actually like really confused as to how Takumi got his special out there. He was not in range. He should not have been able to, because Hardy Bearing, of course. So, and he didn't win the speed check because I was doubling, which is interesting also because he's supposed to be really fast with the support and everything, but also no mythics here, so that's the downside for him. Oh, you know what it was? It was Brave Effect. Oh, which is actually what he did when he attacked into my defense with the Lin, which is why I'm doing the rematch. Yeah, Brave Effect from Marissa. Very good unit. Very, very good unit. That was sneaky. I didn't pick up on that. That was actually pretty sneaky. Good combination. I saw him over there and I was like, well, he has the highest defense, HP, so he's going to get the effect, but I didn't expect him to pop over there like that. And then, because where he was positioned, he wasn't in a spot to take advantage of the 3x3 to get the Brave effect, but he warped over and that's how he got it. That's actually pretty ingenuity. No, that's ingenious. That's the word. So now we just got to take on Lynn, and it also won't be a problem because Hardy Bearing. I only need to hit her once, and she's not going to outspeed Fjorm. So yeah, she's just going to blow up once she attacks him with Fjorm. But yeah, that aside, was not impressed. I guess it's just another year. We did get way more orbs than we got last year, though, which I guess is a real positive. How much is this? I can never tell what her animations, like what her finishing animation actually is, but 147. Yeah, so we did get way more orbs, so that's cool. Yeah, I was saying the only good thing was the Binding Worlds extra token, and we do also get to still buy the other one, which I'm of course going to do because I'm a sucker for that game mode. I'm hoping I get something for Catherine so I can get the Dragon Flowers there, but let's see what happens. And yeah, nothing really. I mean, the demotes, I expected that was going to happen eventually.
We'll do our best.
Nothing really comes to mind. Nothing really stood out to me from the Fate channel.
Time to make a profit.
I'm thinking, but really nothing comes to mind. I guess probably what was the most interesting to me was like what came after, which was that Shez is going to be in the remix at some point, and we're getting Xander this month, which was kind of surprising. I thought we were going to get Nana, but I guess because Ira got released, they didn't want to, double up because they basically would be doing the same thing. So I guess they just wanted to wait a little longer to give Ira enough time to simmer in the meta, and then give Nana the opportunity to then one up her in some sense, or just be a better unit. And also Nana would pretty much just, if they were to refine her right now, she would pretty much just obliterate the entire Shield Fighter meta, because she would just make it null and void with her damage output, because that's really the only thing that she was lacking. So I can probably see why they put her on the back burner. But yeah, not that great, or nothing that really sparked my interest. So we keep on keeping on. I guess I'll talk about the Valentine banner after this match. I'm gonna play one more match and
I'm in this to
call
win.
it there. Man, Malice just chews. He eats people for breakfast. GG's. Okay, so here's our second match for the day. This one is a little bit tricky in that Bridget doesn't have the best matchup into red units or the red far saves when they're running Shield Fighter. Without Shield Fighter, she does fairly well, but with Shield Fighter, she typically doesn't have the oomph to bust through, which is why Ira is on this team, so that she can get that third hit and do damage there. And then I also have Crom in reserve on this team, who should be able to do a lot of damage for Mortis here, because he has armor effectiveness and blue matchup. He has a favorable matchup into this for Mortis, so that is going to be the play, and then everyone else will go in and take care of what they have to take care of. Let's see how that pans out. Kind of interesting here, just in terms of the defensive layout here. For Mortis won't transform, so he won't get his distant counter, because there's no other beast units on the team.
What now?
So that's interesting. Not quite sure why that was a decision that was made when building the defense team like this. But we'll see once we get up there. Just gonna wait actually for Chrom to pop out and go from there. So yeah, the Valentine's banner, I was actually surprised that we did not get a ranged armor. We got a dragon, which is,
what now?
I guess, okay, but really I thought they were setting up to release some type of ranged armored unit, which would really just really help swing the meta forward. I was thinking maybe green or colorless, just because of all the other units that we've gotten in the game to this point, in terms of having a good matchup. Colorless wasn't really a surprise. Rhea and Sothith, I think that's a really good pick. It'll be interesting just to see, you know, how powerful they are. I think they're going to be really strong, and just looking forward to see what they can actually do. But I thought they were really just setting up to put out a ranged green far save, which would have just been a fantastic option. There isn't like a meta green far save currently. It's either red or blue, or yeah, those are the main colors. So it would have really just given us it was the perfect opportunity to put out a green far save. Just so that you could have one of each color to cover a lot of bases. Also, I am really struggling because a lot of the far saves that are currently meta give defense and res up 6, which is really annoying for defense building, because you're going to get attack and speed from one of the meta units, Lynn or Ira or whoever it is. So basically you can't run a rally trap, which I've mentioned before, and other Fae tubers like Tacho has mentioned that before. It's really annoying for trying to build a defense, because you can only you're stuck with using specific units, and then it hinders your defensive building, your options when you're trying to build a defense, and it's not great, because I'm using units that I don't actually want to use just so that I can fit everyone in, and it's pretty gross. Also, I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out what to do with this eighth slot mythic summoning circle unit. It's just the positioning is really a pain to deal with, because you can't put them into enemy territory, because they're just gonna get, you know, bopped, and then it will allow for it will force your defense to move on the following turn, which can lead to your defense being out of position and easy to get sniped. You don't want that, so you have to put that unit closer to your defense. But then what it means is that you have essentially a hole in your defense, because you can't put a trap there and you can't put a unit there. So what do? It's basically a free spot for the enemy to initiate on you from. It would be great if I could put it on top of a trap, because that would be some... What? Why are you not able to... What is this? What is happening here? This is 99 times 3 and he takes no damage. What's going on? What is going on here? 99 times 3, and for Mortis takes no damage, but Bridget is actually doing damage. This is weird. 90, almost killing.
We mustn't get lost.
What is going on here? Why is Chrom not doing any damage? He should be like dead. Like what? And he's only getting the Aegis on the first hit. So the second hit should be 99 or somewhere around there, but my god. Yo, let me
You have my all.
Yeah, we're gonna just do this just to see what this actually is, because this is not making any sort of sense to me. Okay, there's Hathrin there, I guess, but Hathrin is just like it's 99, bro. Like, what is going on here? Hold up. What is actually... What are the numbers here? Shield Fighter. Second hit.
There's my chance.
Special. Wow!
Your plan.
And he still kick, even with Ather no longer giving him the flat damage reduction. Crom still is unable to kill. That's crazy. I know he gets the deflect missile effect or the deflect effect, but man, that's just an insane amount of damage reduction. That was 99 plus a special, which is Ruptured Sky, does more damage because he's a beast, and it ended up being 6. That's crazy.
Maybe this way.
And I was actually dependent on Crown to get that kill, but it looks like I'm gonna have to get Bridget in there.
Sounds like a challenge.
Because Crown can't do it. I don't know what it boils down to, but Crown cannot do it. That is quite bizarre. Granted, I do, still have Four Mortis as just the number one or number 2, ignore Neathhogger, but this is really something.
Let's set off.
And Bridget gets the kill. Okay,
You have my all.
well, it's pretty clear what we're gonna have to do here because Crom is not doing it, and I waited 3 turns just to get Crom to do it, and he can't do it. It must be the damage reduction halving that's giving us some actual. But then, does Golvig have any damage here? Because I'm pretty sure I saw her doing some numbers more than Crom, which is still bizarre to me, but that is so weird.
Don't be seen.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to get Lucina up here. It's gonna be a reposition. I'm gonna need the extra actions.
All right.
Just gotta figure out how to get Peony out of the way as well. I fixed my Crom build. Well, that's actually something that I should think about now, since oh, Golvig actually almost KOs him. Oh, she has DR piercing. Okay, DR halving. Okay, so it's just the damage reduction. That's a hell of a lot of damage reduction, because 99 becomes 6. 99 plus a special became 6 into this for Mortis. So that's a lot of damage reduction that he's getting there. Kind of underrated. Definitely underrated in my opinion. 80% damage reduction, plus the low from the whatever fighter skill that is in his slot. That's crazy, man. We're gonna just do that with Bridget. And also he gets stronger based off the amount of actions that I've taken. So you really just gotta go and get him in one hit, which is what I'm gonna do here. But man, that was really surprising, to say the least. If Bridget wasn't here, this would have been an automatic loss, because that was really just unexpected. So anyways, what was I saying before this? The CYL results were pretty much what I expected based off what I was seeing, although it's a bit surprising that Four Mortis didn't get in. I really was thinking Four Mortis would have gotten in above Byleth. Byleth is, pretty cool and all and popular, but I figured the meme vote would have gotten Four Mortis and Ekthonir in into the first and second place, respectively. And I was thinking that would have been what it would have been for the male division, which would have put us in position to get a really, really interesting CYL, but they're not going to do anything cool or unique with Byleth. He's just going to be another God Sword, I'm expecting. He's already a mage. Unless they want to make him a flyer, that's the only thing that's... which is what the female Byleth ended up being. But unless they want to make him a flyer or put him on a horse, I don't think we have a horse Byleth. Byleth on a horse would be interesting, I guess. That would actually play into the Geralt version or timeline, I guess. So they could do that, but I think they'll probably just go vanilla and make him another God Sword or maybe a lance, maybe an axe, who knows, but it's not going to be anything too unique. Exthenier, I do think that's going to be super, super interesting in terms of what they do with him, because he's a beast unit, and we've never really had a beast unit for CYL, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be pretty cool. I was really also hoping that Azure would have gotten in, because he was a dancer, and they would have had to have done something really unique. Would have gotten like a definitely some type of upgrade for a dancer skill, and some more. She would be able to hit hard. It would have been good if Azura got in there. I don't know if I would. Well, personally, I'm thinking they would have had to have gone infantry. Typically, they like to make her a flyer or some type of mage, but I feel like she would have been an infantry for this CYL if she had made it in. I think that's probably the one that I would have gone for if I were to give her an ult. And then Sharena, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do with her. She has to be a mage. Nothing else. It has to be a mage. You're not playing her on a horse. Well, maybe she could end up on a horse. Mage, cav mage, flyer mage, she has to be a mage. Like, it just makes sense. But yeah, overall, not too dissatisfied with the picks. I mean, it is fan voted, so how could I ever be dissatisfied with what the community has voted for? We all get to benefit from it, and we're just gonna have to wait until next year to get Yunaka in, which Ivy was like beating her butt. I'm not mad at Ivy being able to get, or ranking higher, but I really was hoping that we would have been. It means that we're gonna, if Ivy doesn't win, then Yunaka is not winning. So it means that we're going to have to wait that much longer for Yunaka to get in. I'm probably going to vote for Yunaka again next year, because I have no other desires aside from that. I don't really care about anyone else. So I'm just going to keep voting for Yunaka until she wins. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the matter. I think I was talking about the Valentine's banner, and I was saying that I was just surprised that they didn't put a green bar save in. Armored Edelgard, maybe that's their, but she's melee, so no. Unless that Edelgard has pass in her B skill or her weapon, she is useless, because barricade is everywhere. So if she's just gonna have the same playstyle as Winter Edelgard, then there's really no point. Unless she has the Felix thing where she can move and then move again, then it can work. But without that, I mean, without attacking, exactly like what Felix does. But without that, she's useless, because the thing that's really stopping Edelgard right now is Warp Bubble, and that is everywhere on defense. So unless they fit that into her kit, pass or extra action without KOing, or the thing that Sharena did, she's just gonna end up being useless. I don't think you'll be able to do anything with her if that is not a part of her function.
Don't be seen.
Dimitri just looks like Winter Dimitri, to be honest, with a sword. Not really expecting too much from him. Let's see what he does, I guess. New special. It's whatever. And then Claude is probably the one that I'm most interested in. They didn't really, I don't know if he's the demote. They didn't really give us his stats, but I'm actually interested in that Claude because he's blue and he's ranged, and we have a lot of units that he can potentially counter depending on what he does. So let's see how that goes. Rhea,
what about you?
Should have been a ranged unit, man. Very nice combination of units, Rhea and Sothis, but
Let's set off.
They should have put them on a different banner, I feel,
What about you?
and given us, well, 3 houses, so I guess they didn't really have, any option, but man, 462, Jesus. All right, there you go, GG's.